Hello, hey everybody. Welcome to Build with Bear Workshop. Let's get settled in here, readjust some stuff, make sure everything's looking good. Hello. Um, Hi, Mr. Bob. Thank you for joining the chat. Um, Hello, viewers. It's Saturday. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, and we have to finish a Lego kit. Let me jump over to that real quick. Great. Here we go. So we've got our Ecto 1 mostly completed. It's got doors that work. It's got our back door here, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah, that's about that. That which is great. We've got lots of minifigs. I put Kevin on the Ecto 2, so I thought that was fun. Good old Kevin being the dude in the movie. Got various minifigs here. So if you missed our build, this was now probably could have been just 2 days. Towards the end on Thursday, I dropped a piece and I couldn't find it right away. It was under my chair. It was easy to find. Eventually, I ended up giving up on finishing up on Thursday. We probably could have powered through and done. So this Lego kit was probably about a 2-day build. But we're stretching a little bit for our third day. But it won't take long at all to finish some stuff on the roof here. We're building the roof. And then we'll move on to a Gundam. We're doing another Gundam build. We'll go back to a Master Grade Gundam at 1/100th scale. And so we'll get to that in a little bit. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Those of you watching later on the YouTube, those who are watching live, say hi to chat if you'd like to. Speaking of chat, I'm going to chat out this cool thing, which is the Pat Bear Cave. Bear Cave, that is a custom emote, and you only have that emote if you're a subscriber, because I became a Twitch affiliate this week. This is the second stream as an affiliate. So for $5 a month, you get to download all the videos I put up on here on Twitch. If that's how you want to do, look at the old videos. If that's something you're into. Also, you get that custom vote done by my friend Alexandra. You can have that custom emote that no one else can use. And then eventually, when there are more subscribers, I will do some cool custom things like I'm going to play some Jackbox Party Pack games, but only with subscribers. And then everybody who's not a subscriber can watch and play along as the audience, but they can't be in there or whatever. So stuff like that. There's a couple cool things we can probably do with that. But right now, we're going to finish our Lego build. Oh, and then I should say, just because, if you have Amazon Prime, link your Amazon Prime with your Twitch, get Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime you should have anyway because it means you don't have to watch ads, but it also means that you get a free token every month that you can use as if you were paying $5 to be a subscriber, and you could give me that token. You don't have to. No pressure. I'm just excited that right now I've got 3 subscribers as of broadcast, and that's very cool. So anyway, let's get back here. This piece here, our alarm fell to the floor on Thursday. I found it now. And then I put on this little siren guy here. So let's move on to the next thing. All right, this is pretty straightforward. We're just putting together some little pieces here. We're finishing up this build. This was a fun build. I enjoy working with Lego. It has been years since I did a Lego project, so I was very happy to jump in on this right away. I'll probably do, well, so I've talked about this before, but I'll say it again for those that missed it. I'm going to be in Seattle next Thursday, so we won't have our regular scheduled Thursday live stream. I'll probably do a test stream. I'm going to bring one of my webcams and the webcam here on the laptop that I run everything off on. So I'm going to bring one webcam with me and my laptop, and I'm going to try to stream from my hotel room, and we'll see how it goes. So I'll probably do a test stream next Thursday, but it won't be a long one. And then the goal is that on Saturday, I will be able to stream from my hotel room at some point on Saturday. Don't know quite when yet. I have to look at my schedule, see, and carve out an hour or two. But I'd like to get something at PAX and then start building it and then bring it back. So as of right now, we're going to start our Gundam after we finish up this build. We'll start a Gundam build, and then we'll come back to it when we get back, unless whatever I buy is small enough that it'll be easy to finish it. So we might take a little break. I'm kind of playing it by ear because I've only been doing this for like a month and a half, and I haven't had to deal with travel. I know that some people, when they travel, they lose a bunch of followers. Um, they lose some subscribers that way because they people that are like to follow a schedule. And when that schedule gets broken, it's a bummer, which I understand. So I'm going to try to give you something next week, even though I can't do proper builds for my apartment because I will be not in New York. I'll be in Seattle. Um, Thank you very much, Gazamba, Gazong, GonzoGab 3. I got it. GonzoGab 3. Thank you very much for that. Congratulations. I appreciate it. And yes, I was on the Giant Beastcast, the East Coast podcast for Giant Bomb this Friday's, so yesterday's podcast. I recorded that on Thursday, and I was very tired because it was a long podcast. And then I did the hour and a half stream on Thursday, and my voice was mad at me. Um, it's now pretty much back, but it is still kind of mad. Um, hmm. Okay, I got this now. I'm dealing with these little plates here. If I can pop up onto my camera, and one is black and the other two are gray, and it was kind of hard to see what they wanted from me, but they wanted black on one side and gray on the other, and now I get that. And I'll put that there. There. This is it's a Lego build, obviously, so it's silly, but it's a pretty good representation of the Ecto 1. I think this is like a good little build. You never know with stuff like this, how good it's going to be. Yeah, so that looks right. I'm now just trying to make sure that I'm putting all the right pieces. So that is the most annoying part of this build that I have found, is that the gray and black don't look very similar in the photos because the background of this book, as you can see here in the wide shot, is very black, the overhead shot. So I don't like that. It's pretty easy to tell white and black apart in the photos, but it is not super easy to tell gray and black apart. And so then I kind of have to not care, I guess, if I'm doing it wrong. The gray goes on the outside. Yeah, I kind of have to not care about that, I guess. I want to. I want to care. I want to always care. Um, but a little bit just says like, all right, well, if the colors are a little wrong, the colors are a little wrong, you know? And it is what it is. Put black there. Yeah, so yeah, what I'm dealing with right now is these colors might be wrong. I don't have the box with me. I'm going to look on the front of this and see. Okay, so they're gray pieces on the front there. So I'm missing one piece. I'll look around a little bit for it, but I also can actively choose not to care. And I think I'm going to actively choose not to care. I'm going to put gray pieces there. I do have a bag with a bunch of extra pieces. Lego is good about that, so that's nice. So if something got screwed up, I can always just make do with whatever I have. And put that there. Let's just do that. And put that there, because that's fun. And then that goes the third and fourth one there. Great. So that's coming along. Our roof is coming along here pretty well. If there's any questions or comments in the chat, hey, well, what I always like to ask is, I'm a brokered record about this, I know. Um, if y'all are building something, if you're doing model kits, if you're painting some, figures, if you're doing anything, any builds, let me know. If you're working on something now, definitely tell me. But if you're just, if you're just like hanging out or you're working on something in your free time, let me know what you're building. I love hearing about it. So if anybody's got any comments in the chat, just let me know in there if you're working on something, because that's always really cool to hear. Okay, and then you turn it like that. Put this on. Nope, all right, I guess nobody's building anything. That's cool. I understand. Sometimes you don't have the time for stuff like that. I do have someone that sent me a message on Twitter the other day that they were what was I gonna say? Oh, that they were doing some builds, but they watched the stream on the Twitch app on their TV, so they can't be in chat, which is like, oh, that's a fun way to do it. So if that's your deal, I understand. That's a cool option. So that goes next to this, like this, like that. Oh, and that plugs in there. That's cool. That's cool. So this little piece here is also used on the proton packs. So it's cool, cool reuse of that. Give me 1 second here, folks. I'm going to check something real quick. Okay, so that's annoying. I got a couple of y'all have followed me, so I want to say Uligug, Olaf LJ, Olaf LJ, and Jimmy too, with it's 2 eyes. Thanks for the follows. You did not show up on my Streamlabs, and I don't know why you didn't show up. That's really annoying. But there should have been a pop-up where your name got said because you followed after we started streaming. So I apologize. I'll have to reset that. So sorry about that, y'all. Sublag, you just started this dude. I'm going to click on this link to Gundam Planet, and we'll take a look at what Gundam Planet says. Oh, very cool. The Strike Gundam. It's a remaster. Ooh. That's a good-looking Gundam. That's the kind of Gundam you do want to stand for. I like Gundams that have like wings and stuff. I think that's always really cool. I went back to the well with the Gundam that I am working on next. I'll say it now. We're going to reveal it very soon, but I'll give you a tease. It's from G Gundam. That's your tease. That's right. I got another Gundam from G Gundam, and it's not the God Gundam because those are hard to find and stupid big and great, but I don't got time for that. All right, so we'll put this on this. Turn it over. Oh, I cut my nails, so a couple of these pieces are a little hard to maneuver, but we got it. We did it. We got it done. Gonzo Gab, I'm not going to tell you. It's not the Noble Gundam, but I'm not going to tell you what Gundam I got. Just know that I got one, and you'll be able to see it very soon. And what more can I say? I might have missed a piece here somewhere. We'll just do that. Ah, I did. I screwed it up. That, and then it goes on like that. And then that gets capped with a cap. Great. And that goes Just finished assembling and painting. Olaf, Jay just started painting a bunch of BattleTech minis for an event ran at Gen Con. Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. Um, hmm. Gonna admit that I don't know how this piece fits in. This is weird. Okay. I missed a step. That's very important. I totally missed a piece. I got a little gray piece I got to put on there because I was like, how did this snap on? Oh, it snaps on this part you missed, Pat. You really goofed that one up. Great. And then, okay, we're putting our last step on. I'm going to put the roof on here. Nice and easy. And he does it. And then there we go. Wow. Okay. So I got some extra pieces I can throw wherever. I'm just going to do a quick look to make sure. Oh, no. There's, I can put these on. All right, I was going to say, I was like, these are weird extra pieces, but they're not extra. They're the antenna. And I guess they just didn't, they thought you would wait to put these on until the build was complete, which is fine. Put them on there. Oh, whoa. I guess I understand why they wanted you to be careful with this stuff. This is like the hardest thing I've had in this build, which is a not hard build at all. It's just getting this roof on just right. Just patience. There we go. There it is. That's great. Okay. So there we are. This is our Ecto 1 completed build, our first Lego build here on the stream completed. And we're going to switch over for a second. I'll chat with you all while I put this stuff aside. I want to clear my workspace a bit here because I will have some Gundam stuff to build. And I'm very excited about that. Go over here, put that in there. And then we'll put this aside. My next kit might also come with one of these separators. We only used it twice. We only needed to use it twice, where I really screwed up in a way that I needed some extra help. I'm gonna grab my phone here. All right. There we go. And okay. Oh, minifix. I have all these minifigs I have to move. Haha. All right. So here we go. Put these aside. Take a sip of water. It's nice and cold water. All right, here we go, folks. And drum roll, please. We are doing the Master Gundam from G Gundam. Boom. And the backside. Master Gundam. This is Master Asia's Gundam. That's his name, Master Asia. He is the teacher of our of Domo, our Doman, I should say, our main character. We, I'm very excited about this Gundam. This is pretty simple build. He's got a lot of cool colors. There's a lot of black in this, so I'm glad I have the new lamp that I started using on Thursday. But he's got a lot of good popping colors. There's some rubber in here. I always like that. So just like our very first build, the very first build we did way back when, there are some screws involved. And I'm really hoping that we don't run into screws in tonight because I'm going to have to get out of my chair and go get a screwdriver because that's the one thing I didn't put in ready to go. So hopefully we will not have any screws later. Oh yeah, so we got our guy here. I love the first page. Yes, it is a shame that this is not the master grade kit that has the horse. I believe that's the 144. This is 100. It's same size as our Shining Gundam. I'm looking to see if there's the horse in any of these photos because they put the nice color photos in here. So I don't think they put a horse in. But yeah, he rides a. The mech rides a horse mech, and he rides a horse, and then the horse is inside the horse mech. And it's not the most far-fetched part of the show. G Gundam gets weirder than that, if you can believe it. Um, so we've got all our sheets here. We've got some rubber pieces. I love those. Uh, got a whip for later. That's later in the way later in the build. So as always, once we start going through these, it will move a lot quicker. I'll start to know uh, where the pieces are. I'll start to know the name, the numbers, and the letters. It'll take a little while for the build. So if you started watching last week when I started with my Lego build and you haven't seen a Gundam build yet, they are slower than the Lego because part of it is just getting used to the kit and learning where all the pages are. So it'll take us a little while, not too long though, I don't think, just to get into the rhythm of it. And before I start any project, I was talking about my tools. Our tools are, we got our snipper clips right here, our snippers, our clippers, or snipper clips. I got this on Amazon. They're okay. Uh, the resistance is nice on this. It's not too strong, so I'm not too afraid. A lot of snippers have like metal bars and stuff around here to really give it some pressure without you having to do much pressure. And I don't like that for Gundam builds because you're cutting plastic. And you can, if there's a lot of tension in it, you can really cut right through a piece that you're trying to carefully remove. And then to get off those jaggies, those rough edges, just a sanding stick. This is coarse. I'm going to use coarse for this one. There's some finer ones. I got a bag of a bunch of them also on Amazon, or Gundam Planet's going to have stuff. Um, yeah, and then we're gonna get started in just a moment. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go send a tweet out because I want to gear up interest and see if anybody wants to come into and join us here. So just give me a moment. If you have any questions for me, throw them in the chat now, and I'll take a look at them in a second. I've started my newest build, Master Gundam from G Gundam. And then I'm going to include a photo because that might attract some more attention. Obviously, it's a Saturday night and a lot of people are out or they want to watch people play shooters or Hearthstone or something like that. You know, plenty of my friends right now are playing PUBG, which I understand. I'm cool with that. That's their prerogative. Oh, you're right. The kangaroo mech piloted by a kangaroo. Yeah, anytime you have animals piloting animal mechs, you're doing a pretty good job. Um, all right. So we're going to get started with our build. The only thing I would be afraid of right now is running into needing to use a screw, which hopefully I will not. Once again, this kit instructions are in Japanese. They should be fine. There'll be a couple things I might have to backtrack on because I didn't understand the directions. And we immediately have a screw, a couple screws, and a couple nuts and bolts. So I should have looked on the front for the very first page. I also should have remembered that I needed to get a screwdriver. So we're going to take a momentary break. We'll be back in just a moment when I have a screwdriver. I hate that I need a screwdriver. So we'll be back in just a second. All right. That was very frustrating and very annoying. Thank you all for hanging out there for a moment. I didn't even find the screwdriver that I was looking for. This one is way too just wrong for this. So the next time we come back, which will be when I'm starting to work on this kit again, which will be in a little while since I'll be traveling next week, I will have the right equipment. I want to say Sharks 2K, thank you for the follow. I don't know why my Streamlab thing didn't show up. I'll have to go check those settings later, see why that didn't work. But that, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm going to put that my phone there so that I can see emails that come in, notifications. All right, so let's get into it. I apologize for that delay. I'm now going to get my 2 bags with screws in them. They come in 2 different bags, which is scary all the time. TP 2x, so they write them down. They kind of write down what they are. And you can also kind of see what they are and kind of get a sense of what size screw you need. So that's TP 2x5. Okay, so this is the right bag. So now at least I know I'm in the right bag. So that's good. And then I just open up the bag and get my screws out. And then I'm going to keep all my screws right in the bag and the box. And since the box only lives here in my apartment, I don't have to worry about it too much, which is great. So we'll do that. We'll get our screws out. We got some screws going here, and then I gotta find page F. Hello, Gabe Dupe fella. Thank you for the follow. I apologize that it didn't show up on stream. As I said, I have to figure out why that's not working. All right, so this is A. This is B1. I'm going to put this aside because this is our outside shell. I'm not going to use that for quite some time, so I can put that aside. So we're looking for F. Put the hands aside. We won't need that stuff for a while, probably. We're looking for F. Page F here. Sheet F, I should say, not page. Page kind of works. C2. As I said, as I start going through these, they will make more sense to me, and I will know what each page looks like, each sheet. I don't know why I keep saying page. Great, it was the second to last one I looked at, so that was helpful. Let's see. Okay, so here's F. Oh man, so the beginning of a build is always a little overwhelming because I haven't done any I haven't done any builds yet, so it's like it always can be a little overwhelming because you haven't started and you're starting with all these completely full sheets. But once it gets going, it starts feeling real good. All right, so F32, 42, and 40. 32 is right there. This sheet's full of little pieces that repeat, and I'll be doing all these steps because we're working on the arm and the hands, and of course I will get into doing these all over again because you got to do each side. And some people will do it like in tandem. They'll just do it both times. But I'm gonna just to get my rhythm going, just go one at a time. And then okay, so that's that. Goes like that. Goes like that. That fits in on there. And then we'll move on to the next piece, which is F40. This will be the third Master Grade kit that I've worked on this show. So I'm getting, I think, the hang of it again. Kind of getting back to where I was before I took several years off of not building, and I'm starting to feel the rhythm again of how these work and how to do it the way I want it to. All right, so then we're looking for TB5. How many are in this bag? Okay. Put them on the table here. So as I said, this screwdriver is completely wrong. It's way too big. Yeah, it's gonna be way too big. Okay. So the next time we do this build, I will have a screwdriver that actually does what we need it to do. Because what we have right now is a giant screwdriver. I didn't think that I would have to deal with screws in the first day of the build, which is why I didn't grab my screwdriver that I like to use. Can that even work at all? It's working. It's not good, but it's working. Um, so the difference between an HG kit and a master grade kit from high grade to master grade is a lot. So if you look at this photo I've got here below me, you'll see a lot of the like exoskeleton. So like what I'm building right now, it might be just one piece for a high grade kit. Uh, and so you're just dealing with a lot more components. So it's just a lot more work. I think the reward is that you get a more intricate, cool piece, and the nice thing about master grade kits is they start doing things that look like just cooler. I think. Um, all right, so this is bad. Not this is bad. This is bad right here. So we're going to take another pause. I'm going to go once again try to find my actual real screwdriver that I want to use for this kit. I once again apologize for taking a break. Go get a drink of water or whatever, and I'll be back in a moment. Can't believe I took another break. So I found the screwdriver that I wanted to use. This screwdriver, it was in the Master Grade kit for the Death Scythe, which was our last build. Because I didn't need it, there weren't screwdrivers in there, but it was the last box. So that's where I kept it for safekeeping. And it took me too long to remember that's where I kept it. It wasn't in my tool drawer. So that is stupid, and I apologize for wasting all your goddamn time. All right, so we're looking for C and D right now. We'll need F again in a moment, so I'm going to put F aside. But yeah, like I was saying, Master Grade kits, you're just dealing with a lot of smaller pieces and more intricate pieces than you were previously. I think the payoff is a way cooler build than you would have gotten otherwise. But uh, it can be kind of daunting to do. All right, so I got C1 and D. So let's look at C8. Okay. It's just yeah, you know what it is? I think that's totally accurate, Gabe dude fella. It's not that it's harder. Occasionally, like you're doing, like I said, you're dealing with screws in this, which is like annoying and complicated. I think honestly, the hardest part for me anyway is that it's in that the instructions are pretty good to follow, but they are in Japanese, whereas like a lot of the high grade kits like came over to the states in the height of especially of the popularity of Gundam Wing. You saw more model kits kind of make their way over to the states with English language, and that's just to me easier. Um, but to other people, I'm sure that it's like not a big deal, and they're not ever worried about it. It's just like a lot more labor. You're doing like two or three or four pieces to one conversion. Part of it also is you're doing the 1/100 scale instead of, I think it's 178 is the H or 70. I can't remember. Someone in chat might know what the other scale is. That's like just different and easier than what we're doing here. All right, so what's going on here? So that's the ball joint that goes up like that. Gonna make sure the screw is all the way in. It is. Okay, great. Yeah, but I love it. I started with high grade, the HG, uh, back in the day, and once I started getting the money to afford Master Grade, I haven't looked back. All right, so this piece just why don't we get on there? What if you got? There you go. Okay, had to snap over, line it up right. Part of it is I think is that my screw isn't all the way in, and it's causing there. Oh yeah. So back in the day, uh, back in the day, meaning the mid to late 90s, there were kits that were the same kits that they made English language instructions for, and it was a lot of the high grade stuff because they were entering the market. There was a push for model kits, and I did a lot. I bought a lot of kits that weren't high grade. Um, that were high grade, I should say, because that was what I could afford. But yeah, the very first ones that I bought were in English language, and then eventually I started getting ones that were just from Japan. All right, so we got a little bit of a shoulder joint here. We're gonna keep moving on our build. We've got another piece that's gonna have a screw, so that's always fun. All right, so let's look at that. So we're going back to F, which is where I think a lot of our skeletal pieces are going to be because that's the color of the pieces on this page. So I think we're going to be using this a lot in the early stages. So 24. Yeah, so if you have any questions about building, about Gunpla, throw them in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight and spending a little time while I build. I never had any kits from G Gundam. I like G Gundam a lot, but I never owned any of the kits. So I kind of been leaning that way because because a show that I really enjoyed. The 3 Gundam shows that I watched in rapid succession, like over and over again, were Gundam Wing, G Gundam, and Gundam X. And no one talks about Gundam X because it came out right after Gundam Wing and was in a lot of ways a throwback. It dealt with new types. It dealt with a post-apocalyptic Earth. So in a lot of ways, people weren't interested in like talking about it, and the animation wasn't as good because their goal was to make like I think it was like 49 episodes or something. So they wanted to make it a lot of them, and it couldn't compete with the storytelling in Wing. But it's got some cool, weird, old, like purposely trying to look old Gundams in it, and so I might try to get something from Gundam X. Um, but that might be a little expensive, so it might be like, hey, I hit 15 subscribers. I'm gonna buy an Gundam X, like the double X, which has like this weird pack on the back of it, which I can't motion describe, so I don't know why I tried. That might be like a thing where if I hit a certain threshold of subscribers, I purchase one of those. But right now, I'm kind of going for stuff that's available, and this Master Gundam was available. I was pleasantly surprised. It was a good price point, and a thing that I never owned. I've never had the Master Gundam, so I'm happy about that. Yeah. I think I said when I started building the Shining Gundam that this series, G Gundam, is on Crunchyroll, subtitled. I'm not don't have partnership with them or anything. I'm not plugging them. It's a service I do use and enjoy, but there's no financial gain for me telling you that that's I think a cool series. It's kind of terrible, and pretty in retrospect, like not cool in certain aspects of how it deals with uh, stereotypes of countries because it's a global or global tournament. So they have a lot of not wrestlers like, but almost like that. They have a lot of characters um, and Gundams representing different countries, and they take a lot of shortcuts in being pretty stereotypical about that. So I've got to put a nut on here and then a screw, and the bag that I had opened, these nuts are too big, which means that this is that I need the nuts and screws from the other bag, which is good to know. You can't find any here. Oh yeah. So I live in New York, and I also lived in Connecticut growing up. So in Connecticut, there were a couple stores that imported stuff. So I was able to buy all my stuff for probably a pretty dumb markup. Um, Now I buy all my stuff either at Gundam Planet or on Amazon. There is a import store, a Japanese import store in Manhattan that I will go and check stuff out and kind of see what's going on. I don't think I'm going to buy from them unless um, something happens, which almost happened here. So I'll give you guys a peek behind the curtain, guys and girls and non-conforming gender types. Uh, this kit I bought Monday night, so I was expecting it here by I don't know Wednesday, Thursday. It arrived Friday at 7 p.m. So today, if it hadn't arrived, I was going to have to go out and buy a kit because that Lego kit was just going to end. And so I might have gone to like Super Kmart and bought another Lego kit, something. It's a little easier to go and find Lego, but I also have this option of there's like a couple stores I know in here that have like Japan sections, import sections. So if necessary, I can always go and buy something I need. But I never want to do that because it's expensive, and I'm trying to save a little bit of money while I do this. All right, so I actually think this was the wrong screw in this piece, so I'm actually going to undo what I did. Um, we'll see. I'm going to see. Whoa. All right, I'm getting a bit of that late summer cold, which is awful. I don't want that. Going to a wedding tomorrow, and I hope that I'm not sneezing during the wedding. Actually, that looks fine. Okay, that actually looks fine. We're just going to pretend. I think that's the right screw, even though it's from the wrong bag. All right, we're going to move on to our next part of our build here. I got to open up this bag in a way that I don't lose all these screws. Because that's my biggest fear, is that I just rip this bag open and lose all of these tiny, tiny screws. This is awful. I hate it. I hate it so much. I miss you, Death Scythe. You had 0 screws. Like, come on. Why do I need these, right? Honestly, chat. Why do I need tiny screws? This is annoying. Stupid. Almost lost that washer. Not washer, nut. Like, I get it. It's going to make this stable, and that's great. But, like, come on. Am I right? I'm right. Yeah, Gundam Planet's awesome. I've bought from them in the past. I don't have like a discount code or anything like that. That's something maybe in the future. But I have bought them in the past, and they are a pretty cool place to get stuff. All right, so we got that. I just screwed a thing in. Thank God. Oh, finally. Let's put together some pieces that don't involve screws. See, all right. So if you've been building high grade Gundam kits, then you're really used to these kinds of pieces, the PC pieces, these kind of lightweight rubberized molded rubber are how a lot of joints are put together, how almost all of them are. And instead, when you start going higher grade like this, you just get a lot of interlocking pieces, which is cool. So F17. And as always, this is the slow part, and then when I do the opposite side, it moves a lot quicker because I have a better understanding of how it works and how it all goes together because I've already done it once. Um, yeah, tiny screws aren't fun. I'm not thrilled about having them. I know that when I do the legs, it'll come together, and then there'll be like one in the crotch because that's what happened with the Shining Gundam. So at least I'm prepared for it. I knew it was coming. I wasn't as prepared as evidenced by the fact that I had two breaks while I went and fixed stuff. But yeah, I knew that there would be screws. I'm not thrilled about it, um, but I knew that there would be. Okay, so got that. And then I need C10. This is D. That makes this C. Great. I'm already starting to figure it out a little bit. C10 is this piece. Cool, cool. All right. We'll just clip off a little excess without taking off the actual piece. Great. Okay. I just grabbed the wrong piece, so that happens. For some reason, I read I need C11, and I cut off C10, and I don't know why I did that. So we'll put that aside, and it's fine. What I'll do is I'll just put it directly in the box, and when I go to look for the second one, I'll go, wait, what happened to C10? Where'd my other C10 go? And then I will find it in the box. That happens now and again. Occasionally, I get a little overzealous, um, and mess it all up. I'm dealing with like C11, C12, and C9. So C10 just kind of came out with me. Didn't need it, but I got it. All right. And okay, so putting that in there. And I'm doing my best to make sure I don't mess this up, you know, because this is something that would be a little annoying to get out again if I screw this up. I think I got it right. Okay, I think I did it. Okay, great. This is like going to go over our shoulder. This is like a shoulder blade, as it were. And then that goes like this. You know, a lot of times you really just have to judge it. You have to really look at the photo and go, okay, I think this is how they want me to do it. And then don't be afraid to try to figure out how to separate if you have to separate. I'm going to snip a little bit off this excess. Nope, won't work. There it goes. Okay. So that goes there. Hand goes to the shoulder. It goes like that. We're starting to get some of our pieces together that will make up our arm. We're going to deal with some E's here. So I need to find E and D. D we just saw a moment ago, so that's easy enough to find. This is D. D12. One of my favorite parts of doing stuff like this is like, I don't know what this piece means yet. I I don't know how it fits together. And then as you kind of start pushing all these other smaller pieces together, you're like, oh, this is what I'm building. Cool. I'm building part of the arm. It took me a second to figure that out. I enjoy that part of the build process. This is this E? Z, great. Gabe Judefella asks, is there any chance you return to the Beastcast in the future? So, this was about the 1 year anniversary of me guesting on the Beastcast. It helps because of PAX West and me promoting it at the same time that Jeff went on vacation. Jeff Bacalar, I should say. Jeff Bacalar went on vacation, and so I kind of took his chair. That last time I was on the podcast was that exact thing. And then yearly, I am on the bonus Beastcast, the Christmas one. The Christmas Beastcast is we play a game. This was started when Austin Walker still was in the company. He runs a game. We've done it twice now. But now there's even more employees. Like since last Christmas, they added like basically Dan moved out and then Abby got hired. So there are a lot of people on that in that room, and I don't know if like we're gonna get the core people to play that game again. Um, I think there is interest. I think people like it. It's a fun thing to do instead of doing news while everyone's on vacation. But it's not my call, I should say. I would love to, so I don't know. And then as far as the regular Beastcast goes, just doing the regular episodes, like they know I'm in town. I live here. Um, I don't buy as many games as they do, so I might not be the most like accurate. Like it was helpful to have me on for Hearthstone because Alex is the only one that plays Hearthstone in that office or in both offices, I think. Maybe Ben plays, but I don't think he does. So I can go on and talk about the new expansion for Hearthstone because I'm playing it and no one else is, and that's helpful for them. But other than that, and then PUBG, I'm not playing anything right now. I'm on like a bit of a gaming hiatus. So it's a tough thing for me to come on and just be a personality. Um, well, thank you. I very much appreciate it, Gabe. Yeah, I mean, like, I kind of tell them and it's obviously up to them. But I'm like, hey, if you have, vacation time, if people are, if you're short staffed because of vacations or anything like that, like, I am available and interested. And then they can take me up on that or not. It's kind of up to them how they want to do it. And just, I hope that they know that I really enjoy being a guest. So if it works out scheduling wise, like the nice thing for me is they record during the day, and I am available in the afternoons, whereas a lot of people probably wouldn't be available to go cross town and help them out. So we'll see. Um, yeah, I'd like to pop in now and again for something, be it audio or video. But they don't necessarily need it. They've got a good crew there now. When it was just Alex and Vinny, um, when Austin left before Dan moved out, I know that it was a little tough to kind of get as many bodies as they needed, but they're in a better spot than they were. But I do enjoy doing it, so hopefully they'll think of me in the future. This is a weird piece. Like I don't know if I'm doing it right. I mean, I know I'm not doing it perfect because it's not interlocked. I don't know what this is just part of the arm and it's weird and we're going to move on because I think I did it right. We'll see. I'll find out if I did it wrong. I think I got that piece right. And then F26. So let's just move on. There it goes. Well, yeah, that's about it for me as far as podcast appearances. I'm always interested. I try to make myself available to people that are doing live streams or things of that nature, especially when Extra Life comes around. If people are needing awake bodies at like weird times. I did that live stream that um, Waypoint did as part of their like, hey, we're Waypoint, we exist. I came in at like a late night of hour because that's a time where some people are not available, and I was like, well, I am. I can come in. I can come in at a late hour and be awake and able to talk. People want to be at prime time. Not everyone wants to do midnight, so it's kind of cool that I was able to do that, even though we looked at very bad games and I hated it while we were doing it. Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks for listening to me on Super Effective. That was really fun. They're doing a live podcast at PAX West, and unfortunately I was asked to be a guest on that, and unfortunately I cannot due to my schedule. But it was cool that they asked, and that's a fun podcast. All right, so now I'm starting to figure out that this is like part of uh, our arm here. Um, it's just like weird. It's a lot of very small pieces for not a big part of this build. So I apologize that I've been a little quiet as I tried to understand whatever it is that I'm making here. All right, so then we got some armor that goes around it, which is D. So let's find that. This is C. This is D. Here's D. All right. Let's see. So Thursday I gave my anime update of the shows that I was watching. Guess I can give another brief mention of that. Because all the one of the three of the shows I watch, one comes out on Monday and two come out on Tuesday. So Thursday I've like been able to catch up and watch all of my stories, and I'm able to talk about them pretty precisely. Uh, so usually between Thursday and Saturday, I just watch whatever. I might try something new. I might watch some clips. I might watch something old. I watched the hour-long movie for Trinity 7, the Trinity 7 movie. Um, I just decided that I wanted to watch that movie because I hadn't seen it in a bit, and I like Trinity 7. I wouldn't necessarily recommend Trinity 7 to you, um, the viewing audience. It's a story about magic and like magic users, so that sounds great. But it is another harem show where there's legitimately the show only has two men in it: the headmaster, who's barely in it, and the dude. There's some background guys, but they never talk to our main character ever. So it's basically a show. The Trinity Seven are all ladies with magic powers. They're like the best ladies, and our uh, our main character is in the magic school to find out his cousin, who's not really his cousin, but they call cousin. It's like that kind of like fake family thing. Um, he's there because she did magic. She disappeared. He wants to find her by getting good at magic. Um, and then also he's a horn dog, so there's a lot of that. It's anime, so there's a lot of him like falling on girls, and his hand fell on their breasts, that kind of stuff. The thing that's kind of fun about the show is that he is like he doesn't apologize. They don't waste any time with like him being like, "Oh God, I can't believe this happened. Oh no, what did I do?" He's always just like, "Oops, I'm sorry." And then someone goes, "Oh, you wanted that to happen," and he goes, "Oh, I didn't feel bad about it." So like that's kind of okay. Is that he's not like an accidental pervert who then spends most of the episode like whining about how he keeps getting attacked. He's just kind of a pervert character. I don't know. I'm not selling it well because it's not great. But the movie is kind of fun because it involves like a character I really like gets a little more to do in the show, and I like when that happens. She's kind of a minor character. Um, So yeah, Trinity 7 it's not great, but it's not bad either, if that makes any sense. Let's see what we got here. Uh, Thank you for the follow. Person whose name is in a language that I can't read, so I apologize for that. I don't know the English characters uh, relative to yours, so I apologize for not being able to say your name as a thank you. But thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. Um, and I'm sorry that I can't say your name properly. So you may have noticed that I've slowed down a little bit here with this build. It's because these two pieces aren't snapping together the way they should, and so I'm trying to quickly figure out why that happened. And most likely it is because I've been sloppy about shaving off the excess plastic, which happens when we do these kind of things. Is that sometimes you just get lazy about it, and then you pay for that laziness. So now I'm taking apart the thing that I built and trying to put it together, back together in a way that means that it will be easier for me to do. So we're going to try that right now. I think that wasn't a lot of English language right there, was it? I said a bunch of words, but they didn't come out in a way that makes any sense. Basically, I'm gonna fix my chair here. A little creaking noise of my old comfy chair. Um, I haven't been doing my diligence about my clipping. My clipping has gotten lazy, and in this particular build right now, that is causing issues. So I'm gonna go back to basics and figure out why this isn't working right. Um, and we'll see if I can get this working correctly. I apologize for the delay. But as I said, as this build start coming together, it'll be a lot easier for me to do this. When I do the second half of this, it'll be a lot faster. Oh, thank you, Gabe Dufellow. Thank you for asking questions. Keep the chat going. The chat has been pretty quiet tonight, which is fine. I understand that some of y'all just like having it on while you're doing other things. Um, I get that and I understand it. But I also like when people chat because then I'm not just making stuff up as I go. It's kind of nice to have something to jump off on conversation wise. But that's okay. If not, if you don't have anything to say in the chat, don't force yourselves. All right. So I think this went in better this time. And now we'll try to get these pieces on the way that they should go on. Like this, and like this. This goes like that. And oh, I'm being quiet again. Sorry, y'all. Just popped right back off, and I don't know why. Whoop. Dropped a piece. That's frustrating. Yeah, so if anybody's got any questions for me, I'm trying to think if there's any other anime stuff. The kind of maybe exciting news out of Crunchyroll so far is that there is a mobile game based on the anime Danmakai, which is also Is It Okay to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? I believe is the long stupid name for it. There's a long stupid name for it, and I think that's what it is. Anyway, that show uh, is there is a what do I say? It's an anime that I enjoyed. There's a side series that came out um, last season that was really good, and so I'm excited for the regular season again. Um, and while I'm waiting, I'm kind of into the idea of maybe trying the mobile game. It could be not bad. Um, they said that side story stuff and interesting and kind of main story things. So it might be a play along with some extra stuff as well. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but I'm interested. It could be good. All right, so that goes on like this. All right, so I dropped a piece, which is everyone's favorite thing, is when I drop pieces. I found it, and I can get it with my... Yes, I got it. All right. Just broke out new panel lining markers, and I'm terrified. Why are you terrified, Bob? Mr. Bob, you got this. You're going to do great things with them. I mean, I wouldn't because I'm scared to hell myself of using that kind of stuff, so I don't. But yeah, I'm excited for you to be able to do some cool marker work. All right, and then this just goes here, I guess. All right, so this doesn't come together in a way that fills me with confidence. So I'm going to take it apart one more time. I'm sorry that I'm stuck on this step. That's not fun. It's not a fun stream thing. But I'm just not getting this piece together right. And then I make an adjustment and then everything falls apart. And that's frustrating to me right now. So I'm trying to figure out why this isn't working right. So we're going to quickly reassemble this one more time. And if it doesn't work, we'll move on. And I'll know that on my off hours, I have a project to work on. I don't like doing stuff off stream because the whole reason of doing this is to build kits and with the good and bad that comes with it. But I also understand that sometimes it's not fun to watch me fail at a thing. If I can't learn a good lesson out of it, it's probably not worth putting up with. So, all right. If I do that, that goes on there. And if I do that, that goes on there. Okay, this came together better this time. It's not coming together perfect, but it's coming together better. Good enough that we're going to move on. So I'll put this last piece on here. Great. This isn't perfect, but it's as far as we're going to get. All right, so we need more accent pieces on our arm. We're going to go to B. Oh, B. I don't know if I've used B yet. I have to find it. This is E. That's D. That's C. That's D. This is C. Is this B? Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. This is B. All right. So, cool. We pulled out B. That's fun. Okay, I've got another 20 minutes of the stream here. B13 and B15. Okay. So we're not wrapping up just yet. I got another 20 minutes or so, but I figured I would talk a little bit about what I talked at the beginning, in case anybody joined us late. I am now a Twitch affiliate, which means that people can subscribe. So I'm not asking necessarily for your hard-earned money. If you got $5 a month, you could throw towards me. All the money I collect for any venture or related to Build with Bear Workshop goes directly to buying more kits to then build. Kind of pay back myself a little bit for the kits that I am purchasing out of pocket. Nothing's too expensive. Nothing's breaking the bank, but it helps. So if you want to join, you can. As a subscriber, you get a custom emote, which I'm going to put on the chat right now. That emote is the Bear Cave, because for $5 you join the Bear Cave and you become a member. Then if that's not something you want to do, you could always just make a donation. Right here underneath the stream on Twitch is my donation page. So you could do that if that's something you wanted to do. Again, no pressure for any of that. Follow if you haven't. I think everyone's following me right now because that certainly helps. Tell friends about the stream. You can point them to my Twitter account, which has links to my YouTube, so they can go check that out if that's something they want to do. No pressure for any of that, but as I said, I would like it if more people were watching these. I know that the next week is going to be weird because I will be uh, in Seattle, but figured, hey, I kind of have to keep messaging the information out there. Kind of keep putting that out there that I am doing live stream stuff and would like people to check it out while I'm doing it. Yeah, so the Bear Cave is my little incentive there. That's the name of the first tier. I think it's the Bear Cave, and then the second tier is Craft Bear. If you're in the Craft Bears, and then the third tier, which I don't expect anyone to have because there's no reason to do it right now anyway. My third tier, I believe, is just called what was that called? Um, oh, that's the Care Bears. Yeah, you can be a Care Bear, but just join the Bear Cave. And then as a reminder, if you have Amazon Prime, you should hook up your Amazon to your Twitch so that you get Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime benefits me directly because you can use it one token a month and click and make mine the token that you want to support, and you'd be supporting my channel directly. Um, but also, you should do it because if you have Twitch Prime, you don't see ads, and that's awesome. Um, I know that there's that you can cheer things by watching ads. You get cheer points. Um, so you could always do that and cheer me. But you don't have to do that. I just lost a piece. I'm going to try to find it right now. There it is. Found it. Oh, having this lamp is so helpful. It's just so much brighter in here. I've been getting up way more than I have ever before in any stream that I've ever done. But that happens. Okay, so then we're gonna put this piece there. I think this seems weird. I might have messed up. Oh, I think I knocked a piece over. It goes there. Yeah, I lost a piece somewhere, but we'll find it. It was an accent piece on this. There's a piece that juts out the back here that goes up that fell off and then fell somewhere. And it's not the end of the world, but it is annoying that it fell. That's not the end of the world. I'll be able to find it and I'll be able to get it back on there really easily. So anyway, yeah. So those are the options. But yeah, if you have a Twitch Prime token that you don't use, all my subscribers right now, I'm at 3, which is awesome. All of those kind, wonderful folks have just been using their free Twitch token, which is awesome, and I'm thrilled that people are doing that. Once again, it is under no obligation to do that, but it's cool if you want to, because that will help me by giving me money, which will let me buy more kits. Kits can get expensive, and especially like that. We'll talk money for a second, right? So that I was thrilled to build a Lego kit of the Ghostbusters. That was a 2-day build. So that's like for the money I spent on that, not great. Whoa, top cheer. Oh, thank you so much, Gonzo Gav 3. Thank you for that. For the 5 cheer points. That's so nice of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean that is a very nice thing. So thank you. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the Gundam that I not the Gundam, the Lego kit. It's awesome. That I got to make that. I was very happy to make that, but it it was very expensive for what was a 3-hour and change build, right? Like that's not that's not good for me as a as a guy who's buying stuff to then put it together. Um, Whereas this Gundam kit was cheaper and will take longer, uh, and hopefully it will be fun to watch as I do, because that's always the goal as well. As this flew out of my hand, um, but yeah, I appreciate anybody that can help in any way, shape, or form. But if all you could do is watch and maybe give me a retweet when I tweet out that I'm live, like tell your friends who might be interested, that's all really helpful as well. Um, because that lets people know that they should be checking out the stream, and it might be something that they didn't know they were into. All right, so put that there, and then we'll put this like that. And then we'll put this. Getting real quiet because I'm trying to. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, in the future, when I have, if and when I have like some heavy numbers for subscribers, my hope would be that I can start offering them something more than just this helps me. Thank you for helping me. My goal would be to have something a little bit more substantial for folks, like we're playing Drawful and or TKO, and everybody who's a subscriber is now part can play because you're on the Discord that only subscribers have access to. I need to set that up. I'm terrible about Discord and remembering to use it. Like I've been invited to the Player Knows Battlegrounds pub family dinners that Jeff Grubb has been putting on and doing a great job casting. Um, he does excellent work. I've been invited to that a bunch and just keep forgetting to check Discord and confirming that I'm available. So I've been watching it a lot because those are fun. It's like a lot of streamers are doing it, so you can go to any of their streams or you can watch him on a big map do it, and that's kind of cool. Um, so yeah, so I should get a Discord together for subscribers that people can join, um, and then I'll have more emoticons as it goes. But right now, the cost of getting an emoticon together um, by the person I know who makes them, who I want to keep supporting, which is my friend Alexandra. It's a little pricey, so I need more subscribers to get more to spend that money on emoticons. Uh, so then I need D1, which is I know very silly. But anyway, thank you for subscribing. Those that have, thank you for following. Thank you for watching and chatting, and thank you once again, obviously, for uh, the cheer. That's very nice. And then, whoops, do that. So we're going to finish this arm and we'll call it there. The second half of the arm will be a lot easier for me to build the next time that I start streaming. We'll just put a hand in there. I've got all these hands, all these rubber hands. Let's see. So they want me to put G9 on there. So that's this one. So I guess I will. I'll do what they say. And then maybe put a different hand in later. And like that. Cool. All right. So we've got a hand in. We've got our, whoops. We had a hand in. Cool. So we now have a hand. Look at that. Yeah, we did it. So there we put together an arm. We got one arm done. Just another arm, two legs, a torso, a chest, a head, some wings, and we'll be done quicker than you can say, oh no, what are you building next? So I want to thank everybody for joining and all the viewers in chat. Um, those of you that subscribed today, thank you very much for joining up. I'll have more information posted. Twitter.com/PatBaer is my account there, so you should join that. Follow me there, and you'll see when I'm streaming. No stream next Thursday. An unarchived test stream sometime on Thursday Pacific time when I get out to my hotel room. I will test that and figure that out. And then that Saturday Pacific time at some point, I will do a stream of something I bought at PAX. And then the next week, I will go back to normal for our normally scheduled streams of Thursday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. For the foreseeable future, that's the goal. I want to thank everybody for joining me in chat, especially those that wanted to chat. That's always fun. Thank you very much. And the archive of this, if you came in late, will be up later tonight on youtube.com/PatBaer. I have a playlist called Build with Baer Workshop. That's all of the episodes of every build that I've done. And thank you all. Thank you, Donut Rush. I try to keep it pretty chill. Thank you all, and have a great evening. Good night.